Alexander Tonkov started from pole after winning the qualifying race, but in MX2 race 1 he was pushed to the Get Athena hole shot by Jeffrey Herlings, but it was the Russian who picked up that award. He led and then crashed in the opening moments, allowing number 17 Jose Boutron to slide into the lead. Behind them, Dean Ferris and Jeffrey Herlings were 3rd and 4th. Eventually, the Russian Tonkov found a way to close up on the rear wheel of the Spaniard, but Jeffrey Herlings was also coming as well, and it wasn't long before he was closing in and found a way past Tonkov with this pass here at around about the halfway point. Boutron then was leading, but then Jeffrey Herlings found a chink in the armour of the Spaniard, turned out of the corner early and found a way past, and just did enough here to find a way through into the lead, and from there he was never headed. The battle continued for second place between Tonkov and Boutron, with the Russian going through with a couple of laps to go. A little bit behind them, Lupino was on the charge, and he made an aggressive move on Mel Pocock and the other Yamaha rider of Dean Ferris, and that got him up into 3rd place, but it was a win for Jeffrey Herlings. In MX1 race 1, all eyes were on Tony Cairoli, and he didn't disappoint, and he took the hole shot but then fell 1 lap later, so it was pretty short-lived. That allowed Clement de Sal to go through into the lead, and from there he just opened up a comfortable gap. Davide Guarnieri and Tommy Searle clashed on the opening lap, and they would fall from 8th place down to 17th in Tommy Searle's case, but those two would be locked in a battle in the closing stages of the race, with Guarnieri coming home in 9th, Tommy Searle eventually placing 10th. Cairoli was back on a charge and found a way down the inside of Kevin Strybos. That put him up into 3rd place, and the Red Bull KTM rider then would go after Ken de Dijker. Meanwhile, Clement de Sal was pulling away at the front and was almost 10 seconds clear. De Dijker was in 2nd, but then Tony Cairoli fell from 3rd place and handing the advantage to the 2 Kawasaki's of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek and Gauthier Paulin. Cairoli would find a way past Van Hoorbeek, and that would get him up into 4th place, but he couldn't find a way to close down Gauthier Paulin. De Sal would win race 1. MX2 race 2, and once again Alexander Tonkov was the one who grabbed the hole shot going through the first corner, but on the lap 3 he went too wide. Herlings was up the inside, and that was the move there. So from that moment, Herlings led the race. Tonkov hung in there for 2nd though, but behind them was Alessandro Lupino on the CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Dean Ferris had a moment, and that allowed Charlier to go through, and that was for 6th position. Charlier wouldn't progress any further. Jose Boutron was having a good ride. He started in 4th, but then dropped down to 5th. But in the closing stages, the crowd sensed an atmosphere here because Lupino was closing in on Tonkov. Tonkov had a good drive coming out of the corner and made a mistake, and that allowed Lupino into 2nd. Herlings, though, cruised to an easy victory. Lupino came home in 2nd, and that would be good enough to get him on the 3rd step of the podium this weekend. Alexander Tonkov came home in 3rd, his best result of the day. And your overall podium here in MX2 at Maggiora, Jeffrey Herlings, Jose Boutron and Alessandro Lupino, and that's 9 wins in a row now this year for Jeffrey Herlings. And of course, he continues to lead the championship in MX2, and there's another red plate to prove it. So he'll look forward to the next round in Sweden in 2 weeks' time.
È il momento dell'inno del vincitore e l'inno è quello olandese.
Jeffrey taking home your 9th Grand Prix win of the year. Good day at the office?
Good day in the office, you know. I had a tough time yesterday, did a small crash, but today when I had to do it, I did it again, like all year long already. And I'm glad, you know, racing went really good and had some good starts, you know, just twice I got bumped to the outside the first turn, but I had good fun. And 9th win in a row and the 25th of my career, so I'm super happy and never could do it without Red Bull KTM Racing Team. Thank you guys.
Well done.
MX1 race 2. Initially it looked like Xavier Bourg grabbed the whole shot, but he just ran a little bit too wide, opened the door for Gauthier Paulin, and he already started to pull out a lead. Borg was in second, Cairoli was third, Tit-Tit was fourth in the early stages of the race. Cairoli was riding with a slightly injured left knee that he picked up in that first crash in moto number 1 and was just a little bit off the pace, but then he really got his act together, closed down on the number 89 of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, and then eventually found a way past the number 121 of Xavier Borg that left the Frenchman on the floor. Gauthier Paulin, though, was continuing to pull away. Ken Tit-Tit was in second. Cairoli eventually went through to third when he found a way up the inside of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. He would then find a way past his teammate, Ken Tit-Tit, who at that stage of the race was looking a little bit tired. And then in the closing stages, the battle was on between Gauthier Paulin and Tony Cairoli, who at that stage was off the podium. He needed to find a way past Gauthier Paulin. He tried here on the final lap, but he wasn't to get through. Fortunately for him, De Salle made a mistake and would not finish the race. Gauthier Paulin would win the moto. Cairoli was second, Tit-Tit was third, and the overall podium was the third win of the year for Gauthier Paulin and Kawasaki. The two KTMs of Tit-Tit and Cairoli were second and third. But Cairoli still leads the championship.
Gauthier, you look really emotional there on the podium. What was it, winning here in Italy or just the occasion?
I mean, I work so hard every day, and to be racing like this, it's a dream. And now I'm working so hard every time I'm on cycle for 4 hours. And I mean, to race like that, it's a dream. I really want to thank all my family, my girlfriend, all the sponsors, and we keep pushing.
Well done.